Hello everyone, welcome to Desert Succulent, and today we will be featuring Graptopetalum Mendozae, and this is a fantastic spreading succulent and they can grow up to 6 inches or 15 centimeters tall. The color ng kanilang leaves would be characterized as having this pale gray in color. Sometimes it's parang greenish to brownish in color. It will now depend on how much sun exposure you would be giving them. Yung kanilang flowers are small and they are star-shaped and white in color na medyo parang greenish in the center. And at some point, it will be giving you this parang red doon sa pinakaloob. And right now, itong ating Mendozae is currently in bloom. There's a lot of flower buds. So if your plant is weak or still adjusting, it's better to remove lahat nitong ating mga flower stalks na ganito. But if not, you can just simply leave it here and enjoy yung kanyang pag-bloom. Before we move on further, it's very important for us to make another comparison nitong ating Mendozae and nung ating Mirinae succulent, as they are commonly being confused with each other. I tried to get both of my mother plants for you to easily see and compare yung kanilang difference. On your right, this is our Mendozae, and on your left, we have our Mirinae succulent. Color-wise, mas darker yung color ng ating mga Mirinae. Medyo may pagka-brown sila when they are fully stressed. Unlike in this case na medyo lighter brown yung kanilang color even if they are stressed. Here now is a side-by-side comparison of our Mendozae and our Mirinae. It's always best na ilalagay natin siya sa isang area kung saan it will be receiving our full sunlight. Kasi with strong sunlight, their leaves would now develop into darker shades, and that's also something that we wanted to achieve. Parang lighter brown yung kanilang stress na color. In any case that you don't have that kind of location or space sa inyong mga gardens na nasisinagan ng araw, then you can always put them indoors with the help of grow lights. Yung watering natin sa kanya is just the typical way of watering our succulents. It's just the soak and dry method. You can make use of any soil mix that you prefer as long as they are well draining. Repotting wise, you can do it if na-outgrow na nga nila yung kanilang pinaka-container. Like for example here na yung ating succulent is totally bigger or na-outgrow niya na nga yung kanyang pinaka-pot, and you can make use of any pot that you wish, from plastic to ceramic to clay pots. And syempre, mas maganda nga if you will be using yung ating mga clay pots, since this one now, yung kanyang material will now provide us good aeration and air circulation. And if we will be watering our succulent, itong ating clay pot now will be absorbing those na excess na water, therefore avoiding yung ating overwatering. Propagation of this succulent is also very easy. The first one nga is yung ating stem cutting, and I usually do it sa ating mga succulents na nag-ethulate. So usually there are times kung saan yung isang part ng ating mga Mendozae is not really exposed fully sa sunlight. So this part is medyo nag-ethulate siya, kaya I am planning of making stem cutting here. So all you need to do is remove some of the leaves. Ayan, you can also propagate itong ating mga leaves na ito. And after doing that, you can just simply cut it. Ayan, ganyan lang siya. And you would be expecting na in just a couple of weeks, there's gonna be new offsets na tutumbo dito. And in that way, mas maging malago yung ating Mendozae na succulent. What you will be doing here is try to air dry it for a couple of days before planting sa inyong soil mix na prepare. And also ito, we just watered it earlier kanina, and I don't usually behead or do some stem cutting sa kanya immediately after natin siyang diligan. So usually I do it if the soil is dry or pag hindi basa itong ating Mendozae succulent, since I'm also trying to avoid na mabulok siya because of an opened na wound after nating i-cut. And second, we have our leaf propagation. So from this, we can actually grow one mature na Mendozae. And I have here a pot ng mga leaf propagated na succulent. As far as I can remember, I added 3 leaves dito. So 1, 2, and 3. And from one single leaf, nagkaroon nga siya ng multiple offsets. Look at this. For example, here, there's already a clump of parang about 5 or 6 offsets. And dito, we have, I guess, mga 7 or 8 clumps sa kanya. May mga maliliit pa doon sa pinakailalim. And this is actually 3 months old na mga leaf propagation. So, mabilis lang naman silang lumaki as long as we're gonna be providing them yung kanilang basic care needs, like yung ating sun exposure and yung ating tubig. And what's interesting about this leaf propagation is nilagay ko siya sa ating rain or shine area. And yes, there was a time na 1 week na umulan, still hindi ko siya tinanggal doon sa area na yon sa ating rooftop, and it did well. Also, I'm trying to look at it carefully if there are like signs of sunburn sa kanya, especially na sobrang init ngayon. But to my surprise, wala namang ganong nangyari sa aking leaf propagated na Mendozae succulent. I tried to compare this doon sa ating mga leaf propagated succulents na nasa tray under bright shaded area, and hindi ganito kalalaki yung kanilang growth. So I could clearly conclude na if we will be exposing them to the rain or shine area at a very young age, the better and the faster they would grow. As part of my grooming, you can remove itong ating mga dead leaves ganito. Ayan. If for example, ganito pa lang yung mga bottom leaves na hindi pa naman talaga siya completely dry, parang wrinkled lang siya and nagiging yellow, you really don't need to remove it kasi dito sila umiinom just in case na masyadong mainit yung panahon and we were not able to water them in time. So that's all for our Mendozae. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You may also visit our Facebook page at Desert Succulent PH.